New Thought Tuesdays, holiday version. Welcome, folks. Welcome to Jingle All the Way into Inner Peace. So, Rich and I have a question for you. Are you ready to infuse your holiday season with that kind of touch of magic? That magic that is at the basis of the holiday season. There's magic in the whole area, even the shopping. And in the midst of that hustle and that bustle, that shopping and the doing and the thinking and the spewing of joy, it's essential for creative souls like ourselves to prioritize your well-being, your self-care. So today is all about inviting us all to embark on a journey where you discover more about the art of spiritual self-care. So it isn't just about surviving the holidays. A lot of people will go into it and it's like, okay, here's a roller coaster ride that I'm on that I really don't want to be on, and I trust that I'm going to get out the other side unscathed. When you bring that spiritual self-care into your experience, it uplifts. It just uplifts everything. So it's not about surviving the holidays. It's about thriving and finding what, Rich, what do you think? You're gonna
Finding your inner peace during the holidays, connecting. Isn't that what it's all about?
Right. Serenity.
Serenity.
My God, serenity in the holidays, whether your holiday is Christmas or Hanukkah or Kwanzaa or Boxing Day, whatever your holiday celebration is, create a symphony, create a soundtrack for yourself in the movie of your life. That's where Rich and I come together. He's got the movie of your life and I've got the soundtrack, the music of your life. So that's what we're going to do today. That's what we're doing right here and right now. Jingle all the way into inner peace.
Awesome. So how do you know when you need to engage in inner peace, a bit of self-care during the holidays?
Well, I can tell you how I know, but I think the question is for everybody that's listening, take a second.
How do you know?
How do you guys know? How do you know that you need to engage in even better self-care? Let's just say we all engage in a certain amount of, how do you know? We'll discuss that in the inner circle today, but how do you know? How do I know? Well, sometimes I'll be going, and it's like, oh, yeah, no. Take a deep breath.
Yeah.
I get a sense of, oh, okay, no, this is, no, you don't understand. This is really important. We've got to take a deep breath. Identify that there's an infinite power and presence and awareness and move forward.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, there's something inside of you will tell you that you need to take some time for critical self-care. It could be anything, physical sensations, just feeling discontented with what you're doing, stress. You know, it'll all tell you that, you know, wait, like Dean said, step aside and allow yourself to get in alignment with the being of who you are. As a creative in the entertainment business, you're here to create. And so if you're not taking care of yourself and your emotions and your mind and your body and your spirit, then you're going to be out of alignment. You're not going to be able to create as well as if you were in alignment. We're going to talk about that in the inner circle. What are some of the things you can do to get in alignment and to start being in, you know, in self-care, you know?
I know. Well, I had something, and I want to ask you, Rich. Now, my sense is that you're very good about self-care. Self-care is something that you flow very easily with. What is it that are the two most important things to your self-care?
Just being able to connect with spirit.
Okay.
And when I'm out of alignment and I'm not disconnected, it's because what I call the infinite filmmaker within you wants to be able to create in and as and through you. And how can it do it when your mind is over here in, fear, doubt, and worry, or out of alignment with who you actually are as a unique, individualized expression of the infinite? So I just try to, through my meditation and my prayer work, and just get back to the idea that that I'm one with this divine presence. It's creating in and as and through me. It's unfolding in perfect order. Life is good, and yet sometimes you can get, and I can get tied up in it. Got to get this done, got to get that done. What am I doing? And time is going by, and there's a lot of stress with that. So critical self-care, connecting with spirit.
What I heard from you is that connecting with your spiritual alignment, which you acknowledge that we're always connected. It's a matter of being aware of that spiritual alignment. And then you talked about some other practices, which are not really new to folks here on New Thought Tuesdays, but hey, these things work. So we just keep going back to them deeper and deeper each time. That idea of prayer and meditation. And then you started to speak a series of affirmations just while you were there. So adding that to it as well.
Yeah. One of the things we were discussing when we were coming up with this topic, Dean, was at first we said critical self-care. And I said, ooh, that word critical self-care, it sounds like something's wrong with me. And it's critical that I get self-care. And then we change it to spiritual self-care.
Mm-hmm. Or essential self-care.
Essential.
And that's where the words really, crafting the words can really bring a different feeling tone to it. So whereas critical for me, I feel the idea of essential when I hear critical, unless I hear somebody's physical condition is critical. I hear that sense of essential there. You hear something differently, and that's just how we get to nuance our feeling tone and in the words, the tools that we use.
Yeah.
So there were some things I want to kind of get into this. You had talked to me. I love this jingle all the way into inner peace.
Yeah, that was really good.
I love that creative minds. We're talking about that creative mind and elevating our holidays with that self-care. How do you know when you need to engage in better self-care? And Rich, you got a few points here that I'd like to go into. That sense of when you notice synchronicities, or signs as you would. That, and you even brought up some just now. It's like all of a sudden the sign is I got to get this done. There's a feeling of agitation.
Yeah. I think that, the synchronicities, that's a synchronicity, I think, is all infinite intelligence spirit speaking to you. And when you're out of alignment, infinite intelligence, the being that you are in the mind of the infinite, wants to get back to being balanced. So it'll send you different signals, articles you're reading, conversations that you have, and maybe, events, of stress reduction, mindfulness, and well-being allow you to get back into alignment. So I think to me, infinite intelligence is always speaking to you. Are we listening? Well, that's when it uses synchronicity, physical sensations, will come up for you, discomfort, areas in the body where it feels tense, tightness in your shoulders, your stomach pains, or whatever, just feeling discontent. Infinite intelligence wants to get you back in alignment. So these are some of the signs that I, look for to know that I'm out of balance. But you got to know you're out of balance, right? Before you can start to use critical self-care, not critical, spiritual self-care.
Essential self-care.
Essential. Yeah.
And those awarenesses where you're aware of the idea of self-care, that when we have our awareness of our own alignment, we have our, whether it be, well, hopefully both spiritual and physical, that spiritual expression, which is expressing through all that is, every thought, every action, every physical being, stone, human being, whatever, infinite intelligence is expressing through. As we pay attention to them, how do we see the signs? We get to pay attention to and develop our own way of saying, okay, I need this I want this in order to experience a bit more self-care. I had this goes really into our whole we were also talking, there's synchronicity, and then there's physical sensations, that the body can really signal you to take care of yourself. And I had an expression, this is confession time here. I haven't gone to yoga for about 5 years, and I'm a huge yoga fan. And I have many reasons and many stories and many important things that I have been doing that have kept me from yoga. And I was in a session the other day, and I was inspired by my mentor to go to a yoga class this week. I hit the ground on the yoga class, and it was a physical sensation of magnificence. This was something that was is so essential to my well-being that I've been putting off and denying myself. So that act of denying myself for all that time, even though what I was doing is very important and it's got to do this and got to do that, even over a long period of time, I had to get clear with myself and say, dude, do this. And I instantly, very quickly went from, well, I'll tell that story in the inner circle. I'll tell that story later. So be aware of what your physical body is saying to you. And when you're in, just in case, you might be in some long line at a grocery store, at a department store, or even checking out of Amazon.com, you can just breathe. Take the moment. Rather than, I got to get going, I've got a lot more to do. You're going to be in the line.
Yeah.
Give yourself some essential self-care, which will help you. It will bring a sense of contentment.
Yeah.
So we've got looking for synchronicities, physical sensations, and then feelings of contentment, bringing those to you, bringing the persistent feelings of contentment to bring a sense of connection and restfulness and happiness.
Yeah.
And finding the opportunities to allow yourself to feel that way.
Yeah. Dean, you were talking about the yoga, and and I've always had some challenges with critical self-care.
Essential self-care.
Essential. Where I was working all the time, day and night. But luckily, I have a wife that gets on my case all the time. Richard, it's not all about just work. It's about just enjoying life. And she's really good at that. She just enjoys and loves what she's doing. And things are coming to her. Clients, every day she gets a call from a client. Oh, you're teaching classes. And, I'm interested. I have an 8-year-old that would like to take some classes and stuff like that. So what I learned from her, and I started doing it most recently, is to not be so, and I know we can get this way as creatives in the entertainment business. Well, we got to get it done. We got to get it done now. And it's so essential. And we throw aside our family and our meditation time and our peace time. We toss it aside because we feel like we got to get this done. And so what I've been doing is going in the morning. I get up at 6. I do my meditation, and then I take a power walk to the gym, go to the gym. I go and have a little egg muffin sandwich or something for protein. And then I go to a cafe and I work at a cafe, and it makes it more enjoyable instead of sitting home at my computer saying, I got to get this done. I got to get that done. I feel like I'm doing something nice for myself. Even though I'm still working, I'm going to the cafe and I'm doing it in around an environment with a lot of college students. And it's really nice to get out there and talk and socialize with people rather than sitting in my office all day. So that's another way of what do you call it, Dean, when you rethink something in your head? There's a word for that.
It. You reframe. You're
reframing.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can just reframe it, where I don't have to be home miserable just trying to get this job done. I can be out in an environment I really enjoy and feeds me. And
you'll notice when you were talking about being at that cafe, you're also talking about getting on and doing your work.
Yeah.
Well, that included a digital device that appeared in your explanation of it to bring you joy. It's like, look what I get to use this to do, this digital device. I'm using my computer. I'm out here in the cafe. It's a beautiful day out here. I've got my meetup group coming any minute. I've got all this stuff going on. There are times when the digital devices can create or help us create a sense of agitation, a sense of excessive scrolling, or no, let me just get done this. I'll just send this email. And so with that self-care, we're talking about a little bit of a digital detox.
Yeah.
When you're in the line at the checkout counter, it doesn't have to be an opportunity to check your email. It can be an opportunity to check how you're feeling, check your prayerfulness, your mindfulness, and rather than checking email, being aware, or texts, being aware, or Twitter, or being aware of TikTok. No, being aware of how you're feeling and your connection to the infinite intelligence in the universe.
Yeah, Eckhart Tolle, be in the present moment. The past is already gone. The future's not here. This is the only time that's very important right now. This is where you create the movie of your life. Every second, every thought that you have, you're creating the movie of your life. So when you're stressed, you're going to create a stressed life in the future. But if you're in spiritual self-care and you're taking care of yourself in that present moment, you're feeling good. Like you say, you're at the coffee shop, and instead of just scrolling, you sit and you meet somebody, you talk to somebody. Hey, hello, you having a great day today? Be in the moment. And that's something I know, creators. I know in my own life, I have a challenge with that. It's like I always want to be doing, my craft, my art, and life just passes you by,
And we're going to be going into the inner circle in just a few seconds. But, people are in the entertainment industry, people are back to work now. Yeah. So there's a little sense of, okay, we got to promote our films because we only got a couple of months to promote the films before the Oscar nominations come in. And we've got work to be done because we couldn't work during this light strike. And now, this is coming. So in the midst of, the hustle and bustle of the holidays, and perhaps infuse the hustle and bustle of, it's time to get back to work. Folks, we have to give ourselves, we must give ourselves, we deserve, and I am inspired to inspire us to take care of our well-being, to take those breaths, get up a little bit earlier, and I don't know, take a shower, an extra shower, or however, sing some songs, some music, some humming, some holiday carols. Dreidel, 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 I made it out of clay. Or, oh, come, all ye faithful. Bring some of that into your experience.
Yeah.
I feel better just by doing that right then.
Yeah, exactly. Even putting the holiday decorations out, I was like, I don't have time. I got so much to do, and Christmas is coming up. But you know what? Yeah, there you go.
Holiday decorations.
I took the time to do it. And now every time I walk outside the door, I see all these beautiful decorations out in the front lawn, and it makes me feel good. So I could have just put it aside this year and said, look, I'm not going to decorate outdoors this year because I got too much to do. But look at the joy that it brought me, because I took that moment of spiritual self-care to take care of myself and to take care of the neighbors. The kids walk by, they love the little, little animals and stuff that we got out there.
You put the little
penguin. We got the penguin.
You got the Well,
Penguin.
hey, we're about to go into the inner circle, folks. If you have stayed on with us this long, you probably want to know how to get into the inner circle. Just go to newthoughttuesdays.com and click on I want to be reminded. We'll send you a gentle email with a link to get into this Zoom room, and we will talk about the topics. And so that's how you can do it, newthoughttuesdays.com. And hey, if you're watching this on the interweb, go and click and note and like and jazz and thumbs up and put some comments in. How do you take care of yourself? Now, yes, you're going to be communicating with us, but you're going to be reporting this, how you take care of yourself. And that solidifies from a move your feet kind of way, from a psychological standpoint, that solidifies your commitment to that self-care. Or if you think Rich and I are just full of whatever and we don't understand something,
tell us that too.
Tell us what we don't understand, and we will be glad to understand it. So, Rich, let's go into the inner circle.
Okay, thanks for joining us. And if you go to newthoughttuesdays.com, you can sign up for reminders of our New Thought Tuesdays webcast. And so just do that, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
We'll see you next Tuesday.
Take care.